just want to say 3 formulas. We all know that there are some people who are always in anxiety, worry, stress. There are some who are always cool-headed. It's all mixed, but they may not know the reason also. So this is a famous verse. Somebody want to say it? Repeat it. Start with Shivakumar. Karman-evādhikāras. You start. Karman-evādhikāras. Phales kadācana. Karma-phala-hetur. Mate sańgo karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. This is a very long. It requires a long explanation. There will be so many questions on this verse. How one can do the duty and not entitled for the fruits. But we can see those of us who don't want to believe in this, we can see how just this factor of result can make us so much worried. Why do people become anxious and tensed about doing anything? Most important thing is they worry about the result. Because there is equal chance, 50-50 chances. Right? There is a chance of luck, what everyone considers. And the wait time to get the result is always not so quick. So this is one main reason, right, to start anything, to do anything. The main root cause for the worry is worrying about the result. So when do we worry about the result? Not just at the end. In the beginning, in the middle, and also in the end. You always worry. Before you even start anything, you start worrying, right? While playing, if you take an example of a game, what will happen if I lose? So even if you win, the win is not just a one-time thing, right? There can be many parts in the game, or there will be many games in future. So this is further explaining, right? The main cause that we get tensed is because we are so concerned about the result. So why are we saying this? Because that worry itself is the biggest enemy to get a good result. Right? Worry itself will kill us. It can paralyze our body and mind without our knowledge. Right? It prevents us from doing it. My daughter has prepared many examples of how to share this from her own experience. Right? Many times, even what to speak about paralyzing the body, it can cause even death. Just the worry. Like I was saying this example of one person went into a freezer compartment of a train and he was locked inside and he was dead. So then they realized there is no electricity from last 24 hours or so. So what killed him is not the freezing temperature, but just started worrying. There is another example where in a village a rat bit a person, and then he saw the rat and he was okay. But the second time something bit him and he saw a snake going down and he died. They later found out the snake really didn't bit him. He was a rat, same rat. So it's like this, just just having worries can kill us. So now we looked at one thing, how focusing on result can bring us a lot of worry and anxiety and phobia, right? So what's the solution? How do we stay cool and not worry and get tension? First thing is do your best. And we have the famous saying, God helps for those who help themselves. Right? First step to do everything you can by way of hard work and effort. Because half of the worry is that because without doing our best, we lose our time by worrying. And if you remember, if we carefully analyze it, the only thing is in our hands is what we can control, what we can do. Most of the time we worry about things that we can't control, like natural calamities we can't control. We can't control somebody else's mind. We can control so many things, but in an attempt to control those things and worrying about those things, we actually forget the actions that we can do and improve. And the third thing is, we have to understand we can be best, but we cannot, we cannot try to become the best. Right? Because if you see, if you analyze the world and our situation, how many great people, if you understand truly our God, then we can understand how limited we are. We can't try to attempt to be the best of everything. Without the mercy of the Lord, we can become the best. So first is do our best, and second is leave the rest to God. How? The worry about the result, we should leave it to God. Why? Why should we leave it to God? Just like children, they are not so concerned about what are they going to become after they study and result to us, right? That we know, according to the market, we analyze according to the situation, according to their nature, we plan the stuff for them, correct? They shouldn't be worrying too much about. They have to worry about just doing. Similarly, God also knows what is best for us according to our situation. So that's the reason we should not worry too much about the result. No? So He knows that what is best for our growth, and He is all knowing and all loving and all knowing. So the first formula we just finished is that by doing our best and giving up worry and tension is equal to surrender. Bhagavad Gita last verse is, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. How do we surrender? This is the formula of surrender. By just doing our best with the best knowledge, applying with best knowledge, and not worry. Because the worry is going to make us bad performers. And leaving the rest, one step further, before we leave the rest to God, we have to understand what is real success and what is failure, right? Reality is that everyone cannot be the first. We have to understand that reality. Number two is that we think that repeatedly getting what we want is success. See, one thing is that children may demand a lot of things, right? If you give everything what they ask, and then they get used to it, and they may think that itself is happiness. If I get anything that I ask my parents, if they give me, that is happiness, right? But we don't do that. We train them. Not everything you ask is going to help you. Similarly, the God is also telling us. He's teaching us. Right? We may ask so many things. We may expect so many things. But by not giving, He's telling you really don't know what you really want. So especially, there's a saying that the devatas, they may give you what you want. But the Deva, the Supreme Lord, He only give you what you need, not what you ask for. That's the difference. Quickly getting result is, you can worship. So anyway, they are very important points. Also, the definition of success is not that, whatever we want to get, that is not success. Success is also doing a thing well and honestly. So someone says success is not in the trophy won but in the race run. If we do our things honestly, that is itself is a success. And also one should remember, failure is not such a terrible or shameful thing. So every failure can be a stepping stone for success. We all know this, just redefining, putting them in front of a formula, it can stick in our mind, it will become a mental impression on our mind, so that we can help our friends also, your family members. So Formula 1 was, what was Formula 1? Try your best and not worry about the result. That itself is a surrender. Right? Not leave everything to God and just say, Hari Bol. Formula 2 is, now we just understood, right? What is the so-called definition of success, what we may have, it may not be real success for us. Right? It can be just on the paper, but if you see from the big picture, it may not be real success. So to understand what is real success and failure, and with a strong faith that just like my Father knows the best, just like the God also knows the best, what I want. So if you have these two right, then there will be a feeling of being blessed all the time. This is what is missing for most of our Western friends, if you see. So how do we stay cool? This is the Formula 2. We go to the third formula now. The Formula 1 plus Formula 2 equal to peace. And there may be many ways to define. We are all today in this formula world. So Formula 1 is to surrender. Formula 2 is to have that feeling, I'm being watched, I'm not alone in this world fighting for myself. My parents are old, they can't understand the modern world, they can't give me good advice. My friends are selfish. My managers are pushy, whatever, right? We may think. But if you understand there is somebody else beyond all these people, we will have this feeling of being blessed. And that will give us peace. So, there is a famous verse in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, for one who doesn't have peace of mind, there is no happiness. Okay? For one who doesn't have a peace of mind, he can't be happy, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So the next step is formula number 4, we have to derive ourselves. From peace to happiness, how do we go? So I put all 3 formulas here. Formula 1 is doing our best and not worry about the result. Surrender. And then to have a proper understanding what is success, what is failure, success for the body, success for the mind, or success for the soul. What success do you mean by success, right? There are different levels of success. So to have that understanding, you have this feeling of you being guided always by the God and being blessed. Together is peace. Now what brings happiness? Just by having peace of mind, you are just one step away from happiness. So that peace of mind plus what equals to happiness? And each one can fill in that plus, right? Whatever level we will be. But in general, the scriptures or the modern people or even people with common sense, good experience in this world, they always say that relationships are the most important for the happiness. If you have a strong relationship with your family, friends, or the society, in the social relationships. So if you have a peace of mind and good people, good friends, then we can be happy. That's why when people take the survey a few months back, which is the happiest nation of the world? Any guesses?
Switzerland?
Any other guesses?
India.
See, Mexico, she's saying. Anyway, it is true, Mexico is the second. First is actually Bangladesh or something. See, because they have the strong relationships. The family atmosphere, that. Anyway, so there are many examples my daughter was planning to give on this formula. It is just not the theory. There are so many personalities in today's world we can find, in the history we can find. Here a list of examples. Pandavas are the best examples, right? They were always doing their best and leaving the rest to God. And they were always happy. And she was saying, can you call Lakshmi? Maybe he can add something. Points. So she was saying that Kunti was praying that, for troubles so that she can see God. She was so happy. That he was coming, whenever there is a trouble, he was coming and solving. She was not praying, Lakshmi was saying when she read the book, she thought, okay, she's going to pray for welfare of the sons. She's praying for calamities. Let these big calamities come in my life, so that I can see God. So this is example of Arjuna got this weapon, Pashupata Astra, from whom? Shiva. How? He was meditating for this kind of weapon only. And then he saw, he gets into fight with Lord Shiva. There is a boar and Lord Shiva comes in form of a hunter, and then they both were hunting, and Arjuna thought, I killed that first, and Shiva said no. Then he was fighting and he lost the game. He lost the fight. So, and then he didn't feel bad or anything. But at the end, Shiva is so pleased and he gave this weapon to Arjuna. So, like in that example, we don't know what is real success and failure, right? Because this is Bhishma Dev, and we know how he considered success to be, right? I mean, there are a lot of things we can learn from their life stories. At the end, he was waiting for Krishna to come to his deathbed. Until that time, he was having this life. Any questions on this? Prabhupada was an example. If he had a problem of thinking about result, you think he would have come in the age of 65 years, come to America with 40 rupees, which he cannot exchange in America. Even if he exchange, he gets $7. 65 years old, alone. He didn't worry about the result. 70 years old. He came and he was just doing his best and leaving the rest to God. He had two heart attacks on the ship Jaladuta where he landed. It took 30 days for him to reach from Calcutta to Boston. So, and in between also he was not really concerned about, if you don't concern too much about the result, but see, it's not easy to develop that until we have a lot of knowledge about the world, why we are, why we have to work, why we have to die, we have to grow old, right? Who is God? And all these things, if we don't believe seriously, then it is difficult. But once we understand, it's very easy to leave the rest. We're very grateful that you all came and stayed up so late. The kids had a good time today, very memorable time. And please kindly accept this small presentation as our written gift for the adults. Okay, and you can gift this to your family members. Explain in the formula. Somebody is looking for peace of mind. We can say, as long as you don't believe, understand about God and how it works, there won't be any peace of mind.